broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
And if you guys know Full House, you know exactly what that theme song is from. We're so excited. This is the Full House After Show. I'm your host, Annika Michelle, and with me are my wonderful co-hosts.
Hey guys, I'm Lindsey Miller, and you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere at Rockin' Mama Life.
And you guys can hit me up at DJ Jesse J everywhere on social media.
There you go.
Good voice.
Thank you.
Like
So
I feel
deep. There it
I feel
is.
like I'm listening to the radio when you talk.
Well, oh my gosh, we've been waiting for this, for 29 years now?
I mean,
Insanity.
It's been that long, I feel so old.
Yeah, before we go into details about what actually went down, I just want to know, overall, what was your thoughts on the first episode?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was everything it needed to be to kind of like really get all the nostalgia out there.
Yeah.
I've watched it like 8 times already. I'm obsessed.
cute.
It just feels good just to see everybody back, and just the fact that they did the Full House and then it went into Fuller House, and it was a great segue into it. I loved it.
I loved it too. It was fun to see like all the kind of catchphrases that they got most of it out this episode.
Yeah.
And like just the bonding and seeing it, literally everyone except for the Olsen twins obviously there.
I like the scene by scenes too.
Yeah, the side-by-side cut. Even the theme song, they did that.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that for the rest of the episodes, only this one. The first one, they did like the cut with, them playing football and John with the piano. And I was in nostalgia heaven.
It made me want like every other show to come back and do
Family
it this
Matters
good.
too,
The whole TGI Friday.
They just did a really
lineup.
good job. Like
They really did.
They thought this well out, and came back perfect. They literally brought the 90s back.
They did.
Yeah.
And I think it helps also that it's the same creator, Jeff Franklin, who did both. Who did that one, he's doing this one, so it's the same people, so I think that helps too. I feel like if someone else took it over, maybe it wouldn't have been as nostalgic and as like fun for us to watch, but I loved it. I'm so excited they're on, and I cannot wait to like do this every week. I'm so excited. It's my favorite show. My friends know I still watch like the reruns of Full House on TV, and so Fuller House is just amazing for me right now. I'm loving it. But let's jump into the first one, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What do you guys think?
Juicy one.
It is, because they had a lot of things going on, I feel like, that because everyone's getting reintroduced and then like saying goodbye on this one.
Yeah.
Well, how do you guys feel about obviously the Michelle being away? I love that they joked at it. Oh, Michelle's off at college with her or off
Fashion.
running her fashion
line in New York. And then the look from all of them, like I think it just really embodied the spirit of, like, some people are like, oh, that was really mean-spirited or they're really on them. I thought it was really funny and just shows like the kind of the tone of the show, that they're not taking it super seriously, that they know that this is like just a fun thing, that they're getting to like relive this really awesome show from back in the day, and they're having fun with it.
Well, now, what was the drama? Why couldn't they? It was that they chose not to. They
said, apparently is what it says, is that they haven't acted really since Full House. Like, they did those American Ashley Olsen adventures, but they did step by step. They did stuff. I don't know what they're complaining about. They did like, step by step. They did the not Parent Trap, but the other one. It Takes Two.
When they were really young, though.
Younger, but they're like, oh, we haven't done this in a long time, and we just don't feel comfortable being in front of the camera. But girl, we just need one of y'all to sign on. Right.
Yeah,
we just need one.
I went to their Instagram account. I don't know. I think it's kind of a smarter choice for them to have not done it.
Really?
Because have you seen what they look like now? Like, imagine Michelle coming in like, hey, dude.
Well, I think it's obviously like really not in line with their brand. Like the girls, I mean, say what you want about them, like they're really smart in terms of building their business, and they really have like, engineered where they wanted their careers to go. And I don't know that it's necessarily on brand with what they're trying to do with their lives right now. And I respect that, because they are, business women and they're trying to run a brand, and I understand that, but you know, you could have done the first episode a little cameo and like called it a day. I don't think that would have hurt you.
Right. Now I honestly wonder, and a lot of people on Twitter, because I've been on Twitter all day kind of tweeting about this, are asking the same question, and I know you guys probably out there watching are probably wondering the same thing. Season 2, they've gotten picked up, you guys, so we're so excited.
Yeah.
And they're saying coming soon.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Confusing.
It's insane. But everyone's wondering if they're going to sign on for like one episode cameo, maybe like a FaceTime call. Maybe like, you know,
Maybe.
And I know John Stamos reached out to Elizabeth Olsen, their younger sister, who looks like them, which is kind of crazy. They could be triplets.
You can't get the real deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's
a
but like, you know what?
Knock off Michelle.
Whatever, here you go. And that's why she didn't want to do it.
Aunt Viv was 2 Aunt Vivs in
That's true,
Fresh Prince.
That's true. I mean, she said she didn't want to do it because she thought it'd be weird since it's her sisters that played it.
But honestly, you guys, like...
That's never stopped Haley, Duff.
I'm kind of...
No, but she's not playing Hillary's character, you know what I mean? Like, she's not playing Lizzie McGuire.
Love you, Haley.
I have to say, though, as I cheated, and I went ahead and watched a whole bunch of episodes.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
Sorry.
I stopped
but I'm not gonna give anything away. But as I watched it, honestly, in 2016... I kind of like the Fuller House better, in the sense of because you kind of get a taste of Full House in the first 10 minutes. I kind of like where they take the show. So moving forward, I see exactly why they introed it from Full House to Fuller House, and I can totally see season 2 being way more heavier with just the girls and not really bringing back.
Yeah, they're not bringing them back. It's like 4 cameos. I think Stamos has 3. Lori, 2. You know, Bob. It gets like I think 4 is the most, and it's Stamos.
Yeah, I think I liked how they did this. How they weaved it into the new storyline. I
have to say one thing that kind of annoyed me. I will be honest. Stephanie's British accent.
Oh my God.
Heck?
No, but I think that was the point. It annoyed everyone. Yeah. They were like, come on.
You don't get a British accent for like after you're an adult living in like UK for what?
Tell Madonna that.
But I think that's the point. You know what I mean? Like I think she's supposed to be like that. And she always was on the show. Yeah. Kind of like the daughter who was like a little bit like not the follow along, had to beat her own drum. So it makes sense that she's like this DJ like traveling the world, and she's been in England for like 3 months, and all of a sudden she thinks she's like the Queen of England, and she's got like a British accent.
I know people that are like that though.
Really?
Like,
there's so many people like that.
Like I know someone who's moved over to England before for a couple years, and then they come back and it's like,
no, that's not
girl,
real.
you were born in Boston.
Right, like what's going on? It's weird, but I did think it's hilarious that like the old episodes, Kimmy's stinking feet cured the problem. No more British accent around.
Because she said, how rude, and then it brought her back.
There it was. It was funny, and they had like they had a lot of flashbacks this episode, like we said, and one of them was when Tommy was crying in the crib.
Oh yeah.
And then they did the Flintstones sing along, but they did the side by side comparison. It was so, like I honestly was like, oh.
It was one of my roommates. She cried.
It's so cute.
They had that Danny is gonna move to LA to do Wake Up.
Yeah.
Wake Up
USA
instead of Wake Up San Francisco.
Yeah.
So that was.
And Danny and Becky are still co-hosting. Okay, here's what I didn't get. So, in the party scene, when they're doing the farewell party, a woman comes up and kisses Danny and says like, "Oh, I can't wait till we're back in LA, away from the kids." And then like he says, "You hang on, Mrs. Tanner." So they're obviously married.
He's married.
That's not Vicky. That's not. They didn't say that character's name, but remember how he was supposed to marry Vicky in Full House? Like they got engaged. He proposed at Walt Disney World while Stamos is playing the piano. Like. Does this woman have a name? Do we ever like know what happened?
We just hear her say Mrs. Tanner.
Yeah, literally Mrs. Tanner. Like, oh, I love it when you talk clean to me or something like that. I'm like Mrs. Tanner, and I was like, wait, you got to give something more than that. Like, is this woman trying to play Vicky? Did Vicky and you break up?
Well, it would be possible. I could see it go. I mean, obviously somebody has some spoilers and has seen ahead. But my thought was it could go either way. Because you see it a lot of times where a show will write a new person into the same character, and it just, it is what it is. And I don't think Vicky was that integral of a character that people would be really upset if they just recast
broke up or something. But she was cool. I liked her. They did a lot of episodes with her in Full House.
Yeah.
But I love that New Kids on the Block dance that they...
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
The jokes on the show were so... I love that it really was that 90s comedy. Like when Kimmy came in and she said, oh, I'm having an acid flashback.
Yeah.
Or wait, I've never done acid before. Acid reflux. I'm having an acid reflux flashback. Yeah. It's like so campy and corny, but it's that feel-good... comedy that it's just, I was like found myself like dying laughing at the dumbest things. And I'm just like, I wouldn't even laugh if this was on like an NBC show or something, but it's just the nostalgia plus that.
It is. And I love how she walked in, she's like, hello Tanneritos, like she always would, you know. And Steve's, again, always eating, always getting the fridge, leaving with, like, plastic containers to go home.
Or Comet Jr.
Comet Jr.
Love it.
But it's, the other thing that really got to me is that I saw, as I was going through all the episodes, it's rated G, which is interesting because maybe now that I'm older, I'm recognizing it more, but I'm like, there's some jokes in here. Like, did you reference a blowjob? I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was some, but we talked about this a little. I don't think it... Yeah, I don't know. I think we talked about this a little bit beforehand. A lot of people aren't a big fan of the Fuller House, and I think that a lot of it has to do with, you know, how TV has changed from when Full House was on versus now, and the tone of the average sitcom is not anywhere close to G these days. And so, you know, this show was like prime time. Very clean cut, family show. Families watched it together. I watched it as a kid. It was like the only TV we were allowed to watch was like TGIF, like those like shows. And I think just the humor and the tone of the show is very different from what people are used to watching. We've become conditioned to see like more inappropriate, more edgy types of shows. And so a lot of people are seeing this and being like, oh, what is this? Like Disney, whatever. And it's like, well, no, it's very, you know, it's very nostalgic to the kind of humor and tone that was in the original show. We just are all old and cynical and jaded now.
Yeah. And I also think that, like, I mean, I now watching back some of the stuff I used to watch, like, movies I used to watch as a kid, watching back now, I'm like, dang, there was so many dirty jokes, but you're so little, you don't pick up on it. You don't understand what they mean, so maybe that's what they think about the little kids watching now.
Well, it's just interesting because I watch The View every day, right? So I watch Candace and I know her standpoint. That's why I love her on this show, because I feel like the 90s, we don't have that good family television anymore.
No, we don't.
That the 90s, I feel like those shows really pushed out the family brand.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love this show. But at the same time, where I do hear Candace talking about certain things, there were some jokes throughout. I was kind of like,
you're surprised that she
was
able to.
I don't know if I let my kid watch.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know it's Full House, but it was just like certain things that they slid in there were surprising for me. And I don't know if it's just because I'm older now looking at that, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Maybe they were over my head, too, because I don't remember there being anything.
I feel like... I mean, I feel like there was more stuff in, like...
It wasn't like it was, like, anything salacious or anything, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I'm excited to see. What did you guys think of, before we go on to the actual kids and the family of, like, you know, Candace, what did y'all think of the 2 seconds we met Kimmy Gibbler's husband? Fernando. Juan Pablo is his real name.
Straight off a telenovela.
Right?
Oh my God, I love it.
Funny.
I did too.
And she scored herself a good-looking man, like no one ever would think.
And she's
Except he's like a huge player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he said he cheated on the marriage.
Yeah. I made one mistake with many different women.
During our marriage. Right. Okay. Yeah. But, like, even the Kama Sutra stuff that they were talking, like, and, like, Bob's like, whoa, like, why does she know this stuff? And she's like, oh, yeah, I know all these things. Like,
that scene was super creepy. I'm like, why is Kimmy Gibbler talking with, like...
50-year-old men about her sex life.
About her sex. Like,
when she hugged him and she...
I was like, this is all sorts of wrong. Like, she always used to be a little fresh with them, but it was like, why are we talking about
I feel like she always, like, used to try to hit on Jesse.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, you know, oh, hey, Jesse. Oh, Becky's just jealous of me. Yeah. You know, she says that even, again, like, I think Becky's just jealous, you know? She said that in the second episode about the whole, like, attic situation, but we'll get into that later. But it just... cracked me up. I don't know.
I loved Aunt Becky where she wouldn't let Tommy
the baby go.
Yeah,
withdrawals.
Because then they're gonna turn into that.
Yeah.
My aunt's like
that.
Oh
my God, those kids.
But my favorite scene was when Stephanie and DJ went up into the room and she was like, "Wow, can you believe I'm back in my old room?" and it was almost the same scene where they were fighting with the curtain.
Yeah,
and then
the uncles come in. I just love that. That was
hugging out,
cute.
tell you love each other, say sorry.
Because it's so funny. You ever go back home and then you're around your family and you catch yourself like
you become like a child, 14-year-old awkward teenager again, and you're like, no. Why is this happening? I'm a secure adult. Like I am proud of who I am.
I'm adulting today.
It's true, but I loved seeing all of them together. I love that they were all there, obviously, for the first episode. Nikki and Alex included, and them jumping down and surfing, like
moving in with mom and dad to open their fish taco truck in LA.
Fish tacos and the truck from the parents. Like, great. What are you really doing?
So millennial.
Love it.
I love it.
But let's get to these new kids. We got Ramona, Kimmy Gibbler's daughter. We got Max. We got Jackson, and we got Tommy.
Yeah.
These kids are the show. I mean, hands down. You have Ramona. She brings this Disney essence. Like I think we were talking about, it gives you kind of a Disney-esque kind of. Yeah. She gives me that 100%.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
But Max is my
heart.
Funny. Every time he's on the show, and he knows it.
Oh, he knows he's stealing the show.
A little ham.
Even when he was doing that scene, like, I'm getting heart palpitations. If you look back, like Stamos, Saget, all of them are like looking at this kid like he is stealing the moment right now. This little 6-7-year-old kid is done.
And Jackson's so like every young boy can relate to him. It's just so it's literally Full House flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, and that's down to the storyline of DJ's husband died as a firefighter, and left her widowed, and
Danny's
her sister is moving in with it. Like it just.
One thing that was interesting to me is when Fernando brings in Ramona to meet everyone, like DJ says, "Oh, do you know everyone?" Like, and she was like, "Well, I've heard of these three. Like, how has she not met these people before?" Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was trying to figure out.
That was really odd to me. It's like, how have you not met DJ's kids? How have you not met? How have you only seen pictures of?
Well, no, they've
Uncle
met
Jesse and stuff. Like, it's weird to me.
They've met before because they bring up about the birthday party.
Oh yeah, about
with
the
Ramona ruined his birthday party, so
maybe she just hasn't met the adults.
Maybe they were talking about the adults.
I think the adults.
But even that's weird to me because they're living in the same town. So it's like, how have you not met them?
Uncle Joey's living in Vegas because he's doing 10 shows at the Venetian.
Yes, I have all hotels at Venetian.
I love it.
I feel like that's the one hotel that doesn't have stand-up comedy going on. That's where he is.
I'm sure they have comedy somewhere.
I love it.
I mean, so random. At least like Planet Hollywood, I would believe.
Cut it out.
Yeah, Mr. Woodchuck.
Mr. Woodchuck. Yeah.
Wood. That was hilarious.
Love it.
Okay, wait. Have you guys ever done this to your brother or sister before? But where you totally tell them a lie and they totally believe it just to do chores? Did you ever do that?
I mean, I was an only child, so
I never did that, but I think I was the receiver of the lies from my older sister. I distinctly remember one birthday party being informed that the only way I could attend her party, which was at the house I lived in, was to be the trash girl. And I had to pick up all the trash at the table, and I wasn't allowed to sit at the table with her friends.
And you were so excited, though.
No, I was not. And then my mom found out, and she was like so mad at her. It was hysterical. She was like, "Why aren't you sitting at the table?" I'm like, "Stacy told me to be here. I had to pick up all the trash." And she was like, no.
That's funny. What lies did you tell, Jesse?
I told my brother that what a word. I told him that a word meant something. It was a very inappropriate word.
Oh.
And he, knowing that he was going to say this to my family members, and he did, very cockingly.
Yeah.
He was just like, and I got a really bad whooping from that one.
Oh my gosh.
Because he ended up telling on me, but yeah. But it was so funny with Jackson and Max about doing the world's fastest takeout trash.
Oh my gosh.
That's just so something funny. Me and my brother would have done back in the day.
I feel like most siblings do kind of things like that.
And I love that Ramona outed him. She was like, "That's not real."
So simple like that.
And here's the only records that, a lot of people don't like Kimmy's Fernando or whatever, her ex. But I love that he is Latin because I love that Ramona is this sassy Latina who like refuses to like speak English, and she's like she's so spicy. I love it.
I know it's the second one, but when she said the Fullers are the whitest family in America.
Yes.
That was too.
It's true.
She said something about like Frozen, and like she had this whole like diatribe, and I should have written it down because it was brilliant.
Yeah, we will segue to episode 2 now, but before
we
go, no,
it's
okay. No, it's good. Before we go, I just wanted to say I love Steve's entrance when he was like, "Hey, Tanners, Gibblers." He like literally Katsopoli. What was Joey's last name? Gladstones. Yeah. All of them. Like he literally just went boom, 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 and then like, "Hey, I'm here." Like it just cracked. I was like, "Damn, how many last minute names in one room?"
Full house.
It was.
And the other one, I can't wait till we get them in here to ask them. But I want to know if they let them just kind of improv a little bit, because did you notice when Jesse came back at the end, he went and he said, when they said, the cab's, it's been waiting for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it was just because the DJ was like, we just have to leave right now. And it was just a scene where it was like they never said they were leaving, and then all of a sudden they had to leave because the cab was there, but you never see the cab. And it was kind of like, I felt like Jesse threw that line in there, like, this is ridiculous that we're walking out the room right now. It was just so funny. I wonder if they let them do that.
I'm sure they probably do, though, because it's like Jeff Franklin, who's been with them for now 30 years, and like these guys know what they're doing. You know, I'm sure the writers are like, "Nah, you're not sticking to my script." Like, I don't see that going down on the show, but I could be wrong. I don't think so, though. But we're gonna have some people in really soon. I'm so excited. Anyways, episode 2. So much to talk about episode 1. I just like don't
episode
even know.
1. The end of episode 1. I may have shed a tear or two when DJ goes up to the room and the monitor's on, and she's like, "I can't. Like, I don't know if I can do this." And
the baby's
they're
crying.
all listening, and they're like realizing, like, oh my god, it was really nice because it was kind of this really campy, like kind of ridiculous. Episode, and then you see them all realize, like, oh, this is where it all started, and it's happening. You know, it's come full circle, and that's where the story begins. I think it's really smart writing. I liked it.
I definitely love that part, and I might have also kind of a little.
I might have gotten a little.
I might have.
Part of it's because I'm a mom, so I've been there. Like, I've never been single mom. I can't even imagine. Like, but just it's hard.
Yeah. It is hard. Props to her, and I'm glad that...
And we have to talk about, not that I really... It wasn't nostalgic for me, but the Forever song. Because I know the fans will be like, you didn't talk about the Forever song.
That was... I mean, honestly, like, I'm just going to throw it out there. When I get married, I want John Stamos to play Forever at my wedding. Like, I'm not asking for too much in life, you guys. Like, just
and
him...
eat some yogurt.
At Baby Grand Piano and play Forever. That's all I want.
There you go. He don't even want to sing it no more for his own wife.
So someone in the live chat pointed out that apparently nobody knocks. Because they all just kind of like, everybody just kind of like busts in.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, you can just walk into the doors of houses.
Yeah, no.
And also very big square footage for San Francisco.
Oh, it's huge. How much does that house cost?
That's why Jesse
said... They've had that house since,
no,
I mean, the real estate market.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I just feel like I have so much. It's hard to segue to number 2, but we have to go to it.
The fact that Max watches cooking shows and knows that duck can bring out a robust flavor.
Yeah.
He's totally like kind of a mini Danny Tanner because he's cleaning.
Oh my
God. Like, I'm like, your grandpa is what you are.
Oh my gosh.
And Stephanie's literally an Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the fun, cool.
She's the fun one. Yeah.
Joking
Single.
around.
Yeah. I wish. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it if it's not already up in the house or whatever. But I kind of wish like there's an episode, there's like a photo of DJ's husband. Like, I'm just curious to know like what he would have looked like. I guess because I don't know. I just for my own curiosity reasons, just like what they would have.
Right.
You know why I'm glad they didn't show us that?
Maybe it's too sad.
Well, no, because I don't know. I just like. I have this thing where I want her and Steve to be together.
Yeah, everyone does.
So it's like, I don't want to like, I love that we just know that there was a man at one point.
Right.
And he's gone and he's out of the life and now like,
it's her
can
and
we make Steve happy? Because if Steve and DJ end up together for full, I have not watched all the episodes, so I really have no idea what's going to happen with that. But if that happens.
I don't know.
I mean, I think a lot
you
of
wouldn't
people...
want that?
Well, no, I mean, I do. Like, the the old me, the nostalgic me does, but seeing Steven the first, like, 2 episodes, I was kind of like, he's such a nerd.
Yeah,
like he has
you
not
can't support
matured
yourself that you're coming over and taking my life.
Yeah, like, I don't know. And, it, you know, they're trying to nod to who he was before, but I just feel like TJ's kind of smarter than that.
But you could tell when they looked at each other, he was like, oh, you look good. And she was like, yeah, you do too. And they had like that moment of like looking at each other's eyes, you know, and like I was like, oh,
but
there's
I
a
definitely,
little...
Yeah, but I don't think you
agree.
ever lose that, you know, like your first love or whatever.
Right.
Like, you're always going to look at them fondly. It doesn't mean you're meant to spend your life with them.
because you know that now that you're saying that, she definitely does give off like that was cute.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think because I grew up, I want them to be together too. Just because it's like Becky and Jesse, they are together on the show, but everyone wants them together in real life. Like,
she was married to like a fireman. It's like, you know, that's like insinuates like manly, like man around the house, like take the bull by the horns, run into a fire and save some lives. And Steve's like,
Can I get your leftovers?
yeah.
Can you help my dog have a baby? Like, it's just kind of like
It's true.
Yogi Bear, you know?
It's true. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. I haven't seen many episodes either. My Netflix been down, but episode 2... You guys, moving day.
Moving day.
Did this remind you guys at all? Well, obviously, you know, the Gibblers are moving in. Stephanie's moving in. She hasn't told the kids, so she's bribing the kids with, like, chocolate. Did your parents ever do that? Like, if they had to tell you news, like, look what I got you a surprise. And it's like, why'd you get me that surprise? What do you have to
I know
tell me?
something's up.
No.
If my mom got good news, that was the good news. Or bad news, she was gonna hit me. Or that was the bad.
She's gonna hit you.
Well, you know what I mean.
Like you're gonna hit you with the news.
Yeah, with the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like, do we need to talk about it?
No.
But
hitting came from my grandma.
Great.
That was like the multi-generational up there.
Yeah. Greek family.
Crazy.
I am Greek, and my name is Jesse. So
there we go. Look at that. We have our own Greek Jesse here in the studio.
Can you sing forever?
And I am an uncle.
Uncle Jesse's in the house.
But I cannot sing, nor will I.
That should be your DJ name. DJ Uncle Jesse.
Oh gosh, I love this.
Left that at home.
But they're moving in anyway. The Gibblers are moving in, and so is Stephanie. And there's obviously a little argument about the room situation.
Yes, which I never realized that Nikki and Alex grew up in like a closet.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because I saw those comments. I think it's because they had so much. Did you see how much stuff was stuffed in there?
I guess. I don't know.
What stuffed in where? Today? I mean, watching the episode?
Yeah.
That was a closet.
There was a closet.
There's no stuffing. That was the legit, like...
Which, I mean, I know many of my friends in New York City raise their babies in a closet because you just real estate. You can't do
little
it. But
kids,
they have a big house. They could have given those kids.
And those were two tall twins.
Oh, yeah, there's no way they fit on those little bunk beds.
They were
like,
training them to
after
be in the
6 years
Navy.
old. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, remember though, like they had those like race car beds. They had a big room in Full House. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think we saw the whole room. I think we just saw like an angle of it and it was just stuff.
No, I think that was the whole point. It was like this teeny tiny room, and she was like, "Oh no."
And
So perhaps they, I don't know, maybe there's an earthquake and they lost part of the
house, part of the attic.
Or maybe, I'm going to go back and watch that because I wonder if they shared a room with their parents, which would be wicked awkward.
They kind of did. It's like, remember how Jesse and Becky were like in that big room and then off to the small room where was their room. But then they had like 2 race car beds, they had 2 cribs, they had the changing table, they had a dresser.
Yeah, there's no way that
they had a lot of room.
The situation was the same.
I just think they were trying to make it show like, oh, look how stuff it is. You can't see the whole thing. That's what I took it as.
I didn't take it as that. I took it like a wall got knocked down or something. It was like walled up,
like teeny tiny, like it was a storage closet.
Yeah, it looked small.
And I was with her. No.
Yeah.
Not sleeping in there.
Sleeping here.
Like, this is a closet.
That's child abuse.
Nice try.
Like
nice try, boo-boo.
Straddling the line.
And DJ was even trying to convince, like, Max and Jackson to sleep in the same room, to share a room. And she's like, oh, you guys will be closer, blah, blah, blah. And I again had a flashback to Full House of Danny trying to convince, like, you know, DJ and Stephanie, this is going to be good for you. You guys will, like, get to bond. Why don't they ever like have the baby share the room?
That's what
You can't.
Why is that?
Because nobody will sleep. Nobody will sleep.
Not even like the baby to go in the mom's room?
I think she is. now in the mom's room. Remember the crib is in that queen-size bed?
Usually you put the bassinet in your room for like maybe 3 to 6 months, and then you put the baby in their own room because they go through so many like sleep stages that they're up all night long and nobody will sleep, and it's miserable. And babies are smart. They know you're there. They won't go to sleep, and they'll wake up, and then they like refuse to stay in their crib because they're like, "Mom, you're right there. Pick me up. Hey, hey." They have to be in their own space unless you co-sleep, but
which is weird. For me, it was just like I thought it was kind of rude of her, even though I know she's mom. But it's like he's your oldest son,
right?
No, you
doesn't have
to.
A father.
You have to. I had to do it when I'm one of 4, and when my little brother was born, my older sister and I were put in a room together. My younger sister had her own room, and my brother got a nursery. But it was because we were closest in age, and so it made the most sense. And that's just what they did.
I feel like the boys are too far apart.
I feel like they're a bit far apart. He's like almost a teenager, junior high-ish kind of, and the other one's like 6 or something.
And so, because I was just like, well, DJ, why don't you go in the attic so that we can have the little room with
and I feel like we're missing a room, too.
Yes, me too.
Because Jesse had a room upstairs.
Yes.
And then Joey had a room downstairs. But then Jesse had the attic upstairs.
Yeah, and that's when the 3 girls had separate rooms. So we had that corner room across from Bob's room was Michelle's room. Right. Then it was DJ's, that big room. And then it was Stephanie. So, like, we had those 4 rooms in that hallway because it was Bob and then the 3 girls. Right. Jesse and Becky upstairs and Joey downstairs.
Right. So if Stephanie is downstairs and Kimmy... Oh, yeah. Ramona.
And so... I don't know. I'm with you, though.
I also think that Ramona's room is bigger than...
Well, yeah, that's what I didn't understand. I was like, Ramona's room is, like, pretty big.
I'm like, what does DJ's room look like?
Yeah, and I'm with you, though. Like, Daddy. He didn't just lose his dad, and, like, he's now losing his room. Like, come on, give the kid a break.
And where it just came to me is that this random girl is moving into the house.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it just makes me wonder, with them being a certain age and going to the same school and, like, having these things taken away at that time in his life. I don't know. It was just a thought that went through my head.
Or, like, is something going to happen with, like...
As he ran away.
Yeah. Let's be honest. When they get older, he's probably going to sneak into Ramona's room.
Right. Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're so close to each other's room, like... And they're kind of around that, you know.
And did you feel like they were trying to push them towards it when they were, like, talking on your phones?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I don't know if they were trying to like push them into like a romantic thing, but just they're similar ages. Like, be friends, be friendly.
That was cute.
Although I do joke with like friends of mine, like, oh, your future wife. You know, like they have like a little girl. It's like around the same age as my son, but they're like 2, so I'm not like serious.
Right.
I know like, them off, but it would be really super cool.
Yeah.
You're like ripping out wedding pictures.
Planning it.
What did you guys think of the fridge talk? I loved the scene where they opened up. She was like,
they're talking in the fridge. Yeah, she's
with
like,
the fried chicken. Oh my gosh.
I spilled the beans. What do you mean? No, like I spilled
the beans. That was so funny.
Because there's like a lot of wordplay in it. It was funny. And then Jesse comes back running, and it's like, whoa, where'd you come from? I mean, I'm happy to see you, but where'd you come from?
Yes, and then Max stows away.
Oh, Jackson.
Or Jackson,
yeah.
Because he couldn't listen to that Hunk of Burning Love one more time.
Oh my god, he can't.
But the funniest, oh my god, is Jesse leaving that voicemail talking about
to Becky.
Aunt Becky's disgusting lasagna tastes like sweatpants. Beep.
That's the worst feeling ever. When you think you've hung up and you haven't, and you say something that you can't ever take back.
The worst.
Remember when you used to be able to take an email back?
No.
Before the person read it? Yeah.
You can
back
do text back now if it hasn't.
Because I'm that old. Like, you used to be able to, like, recall an email before it's read.
Really?
You can't do that anymore.
They should make that.
I know. They need to bring that back.
Recall the texts. Now you can apparently recall texts I heard on iPhone if they haven't read it or they haven't opened it. But a lot of people get the notifications on the screen, so what difference does it make? They'll read it on the screen. They don't have to open it to read it, you know?
Yeah.
It's dangerous
that was
games,
hilarious.
man.
She called him back. She left him that text and was like, you mean the dog are eating?
Yeah.
That dog's 300 pounds because I feed him this sweatpant lasagna.
She's so...
I love Jesse's call out on the violin.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that they end the episode with that, where he's like, hugging? Is that, do you hear violin? Because that's like a thing they did on the show.
Yeah,
it's like they would hug
start.
it out and then there would be like
slow
violins.
music.
The lesson of the day.
Yeah.
And they do it in front of a live audience, right?
They did. This one was in front of a live audience. They did the other one in front of a live audience, and this one's in front of a live audience.
I love that.
I do too, because whenever they turned in the beginning to like give Michelle shade, all the roars came in.
And all the call-outs to like the, I liked it. I don't know. I love how even this episode played on so many things from the original, like the girls having to get their rooms together, and I hope the rest of the episodes, spoiler, do a similar thing. Obviously we don't want to see the same show like redone, but these little nods to kind of the shared experiences are really cute. I like it.
It's just refreshing to have good, like this kind of good, clean television.
Yes.
And the fact that it's on Netflix and you can just watch it whenever you want to. I love it. Although I do wish it was on a cable network so that it was just being plastered out there. Yeah. But I like it. It's interesting to me that it's on Netflix because I don't know for you as a mom, but like my brother and his wife, so they have the TV going, but they have like the kids thing on Netflix. The kids.
We're like Amish. We don't. My son doesn't like know what TV. Okay.
But so I think it's cool for like Netflix. You know what I mean? For kids, this is a good program to just have on continuously for kids if you're gonna have something on. So
I liked it a lot. I
appreciate it.
I did. We can go into predictions, but I feel like a lot of people already know what's going to happen.
So instead of predictions, can we do this? I have trivia for you guys.
Okay, let's do it. I like trivia.
Uncle Jesse had a different last name at first, okay?
Yeah, I know it is Cochran.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
Telling y'all, I'm a huge fan of the show.
Why were the Olsen twins hired? Was it because the director wanted a baby with blue eyes, or because they were the only babies that didn't cry?
Only babies that didn't cry.
Correct. How many episodes were actually filmed in San Francisco? 18, 3, 2, or 1?
1. I have no idea.
I'm going to say 1 or 2 because they did go to San Francisco one time at least. I want to say 2 maybe, but I can't remember if it was the same episode or not.
It was 1, and it was the episode called Comet's Excellent Adventure.
Whenever he goes through the thing, they're looking for him. He follows the hot dog.
This is a really fun one. What was the Tanner's phone number? Was it? And remember the episode where Michelle had to learn the phone number?
Yeah.
I just tried to teach my son ours. It did not go
555-2424 or 555-3689.
I'm going to go with the 24341.
2424.
242. I can't even learn it.
It sounds like
I'm
easy.
a full-grown adult.
Who drove the car into the kitchen?
Stephanie.
Yep. And then the last one is Stephanie had a stuffed animal whose name was...
Mr. Bear!
You didn't let him finish the question!
I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan!
Bear! Premature answering.
There you have it.
It was good. And my news and gossip obviously was that I got picked up for season 2, but I was so excited that I couldn't wait till news and gossip time to share it. So, and I'm sure everyone at home who's watching this already knows that and has tweeted out their excitement like I have today. So I'm excited. Well, thank you guys for watching. You want to tell them where they can find you?
I'm Lindsey Miller. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rockin' Mama Life.
Boom. You guys can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J and also JesseJanedy.com.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Annika Michelle 1 and my website AnnikaMichelle.com. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.